Important alert. Your neighbor checked your house while you. Angel says, "My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. My child, even as you read these words, the air around you is charged with the weight of what is unfolding. Heaven is leaning close. The angels are still, and Michael is kneeling with his sword planted in the ground beside him, looking at you with the kind of urgency that can shake even the strongest heart. He is crying again, not in the way of hopelessness, but with the fierce love of a guardian who has been standing on the front lines for you, taking blows meant to wound you deeply. He knows that if you do not receive this truth now, you will walk straight into a situation that will cost you far more than you imagine. My child, he has fought too hard for you to see you slip because you decided to skip him once more. The person who confessed about you did not do it in a moment of weakness alone. No, they did it with calculation. They chose the timing. They chose the person they spoke to. They chose every word. They believed that their voice would never travel beyond that closed door. That their words would dissolve into the air and vanish without consequence. But I am the God who hears even whispers in the shadows. I am the God who records not just actions but intentions. And I allowed Michael to hear it, not because I wanted to stir hatred in you, but because this confession carries the power to unlock a chain that has been binding you for too long. You have felt blocked in areas of your life where you should have been moving forward. You have prayed. You have fasted. You have tried to remain faithful. But something invisible has kept you stuck. This is part of that invisible weight. Words spoken against you in secret can build walls in the spirit realm. And these walls have stood between you and certain blessings. The enemy used their confession as a seed, planting it into the soil of doubt in the hearts of others. It grew without your knowledge, and now those who once looked at you with trust began to hesitate. Doors that were once open began to close slowly, as if without reason. But I tell you now, there was a reason, and it is tied to what Michael has been trying to show you. The scroll he carries is not just a record. It is a spiritual key. The moment you open yourself to knowing, the moment you stop skipping, that key will fit into a lock you didn't even know existed. And when that lock opens, you will feel a release like chains falling to the floor. You will feel the shift. And suddenly, the heaviness you have carried will lift in ways you didn't think possible. That is why the enemy has worked so hard to keep you distracted, to make you think Michael's calls can wait, to convince you that maybe it's just your imagination. Because if you never open the message, you will remain in that invisible prison without knowing why. My child, picture this. The one who confessed about you is sitting somewhere right now, unaware that their words are already in heaven's record, they believe they have gotten away with it. They believe you will continue to smile at them, trust them, and allow them near the most vulnerable parts of your life. They are confident that the image they have built in your mind will keep you blind. But what they do not know is that your blindness is ending today. You are stepping into the light, and when you do, their influence over you will shatter instantly. I have seen the tears you have cried alone. The questions you have whispered into the darkness of your room when no one could hear. I have seen you wonder if maybe you are the problem. If maybe you imagine the distance between you and certain people. If maybe you are overthinking. But my child, you are not overthinking. You are discerning. That subtle stirring inside you. The unease that rises without warning. The way your spirit tightens when you hear their name, that is me signaling to you that all is not as it seems. Michael has been amplifying those signals, trying to prepare your heart for the shock of truth so that when it came, you would not fall apart. Even now I am sending flashes of memory into your mind. Moments when their smile felt just a little too forced. When their compliments carried an edge you couldn't quite place. When they asked you questions that seemed harmless but later made you wonder why they needed to know. Those moments were pieces of a puzzle, and now the final piece is being placed. When you see the full picture, you will understand everything. Michael's tears tonight are different from the ones he has shed before. These are not just tears of urgency. They are tears of relief. Because finally, after all the times you skipped his warnings, after all the times you put it aside for another moment, you are standing on the edge of truly listening. He is crying because he knows what this truth will free you from. He knows the chains you will never carry again after today. He knows the weight that will leave your shoulders when you realize that you are not imagining things. That you were never crazy, that the very things your spirit sensed were real. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. This person's confession is not something small. It is not a slip of the tongue. It is a revelation of what has been in their heart toward you for far longer than you have known. And my child, once you know it, you will not want to return to the days when you trusted them blindly. That is why you will never be the same. But this is also why you must be prepared. The truth will hurt, yes, but it will also heal. It will pierce, but it will also cleanse. It will change the way you see them, but it will also restore the way you see yourself. I have protected you from certain consequences of their actions until now. But there comes a moment when protection must give way to revelation. You cannot keep walking without knowing, because ignorance in this case will cost you too much. Michael knows it. I know it. And now you must know it. You must open the scroll in his hand. You must hear the confession. And you, must let it settle in your heart as truth. Because from this moment forward, your life will move differently. You will choose differently. You will surround yourself differently. You will speak differently. And my child, I promise you this. The moment you receive this truth, I will move swiftly. The same way their words about you spread in secret. My vindication will spread in ways they cannot stop. The same way their confession traveled into the wrong years. Your restoration will travel into the right ones. Those who doubted you will be given reasons to believe in you again. Those who walked away will regret it. Those who stayed silent will begin to speak in your defense. This is the kind of shift that happens when you stop skipping and start opening. Michael is looking at you now, tears still falling, but his hand is steady as he holds out the scroll. This is the moment to take it. This is the moment to say, I am ready to know. And once you say it, my child, heaven will not delay 1 second longer. My child, you may not realize how many nights Michael has stood guard outside the walls of your home. His sword drawn, keeping back forces you didn't even know existed. You slept while he fought. You smiled during the day while he battled in the shadows to make sure the enemy's hand never reached you. But even a mighty archangel feels the ache when the one he protects keeps skipping the message that could save them from the deepest wound. Michael's tears tonight are not ordinary tears. They are the cry of a warrior who has seen the trap, dismantled it, and now holds the evidence in his hands, yet watches the one he loves walk past without looking. The confession that has been spoken about you, my child, is not a small whisper in a corner. It is a deliberate statement poured out with a trembling voice to someone who could use it against you. They thought it was safe to speak it because they believed no one loyal to you would hear. They didn't know that loyalty in the human world can fail, but loyalty in the kingdom of heaven cannot. When Michael heard those words in the Spirit, he knew immediately that heaven's law required action. He knew that such a confession, left unchecked, could spread like poison, moving from one ear to another until it reshaped your destiny. That is why he has been pressing you so urgently. In that moment of confession, this person revealed more than just their thoughts. They revealed the hidden intention of their heart. You have sensed their energy shift toward you in recent weeks. The way they look at you has changed. The way they speak to you carries a hidden edge. You told yourself maybe it was nothing. Maybe you were overthinking. But my spirit has been showing you that your intuition is correct. They have made choices, said words, and formed plans that are rooted in envy, fear, and self-preservation. They are afraid that your rise will overshadow them. They are afraid that if the truth about who you are and what I have placed in you becomes too visible, they will lose the hold they think they have over you. You must understand, my child, that there is a spiritual principle at work here. The enemy will often use the mouths of people close to you to release words that can block or delay your blessing. This is why I keep saying this is not a joke. Words are seeds. Once spoken, they begin to grow in the atmosphere. That is why I am revealing this confession to you now, so you can uproot it before it bears bitter fruit. Michael is ready to hand you the spiritual tool to break every word curse that has been spoken over your name, but you must acknowledge it. You cannot break what you refuse to see. I know the human heart sometimes struggles with truth, especially when it comes from someone you trusted. You would rather believe that their mistakes were accidental, that their actions were misunderstood. But my child, this was not a misunderstanding. This was deliberate. And if you allow yourself to keep skipping Michael's cry, they will continue in their path, growing bolder with each step. They have already begun speaking to a second person about you, one who carries even more influence and can spread the damage further. That meeting happened recently in a place you would never think to look. They laughed. They shared stories twisted with false details. And every time your name was mentioned, there was a shadow of satisfaction in their eyes, as if they felt they were finally taking control of something that was never theirs to control. But here is what they don't know. I am the God who sees in secret and rewards openly. I am the one who hears every word spoken in the dark and brings it into the light. Even now there are angels writing down their exact sentences in the records of heaven. Even now Michael is preparing to stand before my throne and present this evidence on your behalf. Once it is presented, there will be no debate in the spirit realm. Justice will be set in motion, and the blessings that have been delayed will be released to you at a pace that will leave them in shock. Do you feel the weight of this moment, my child? Do you feel the trembling in your spirit right now? That is my spirit confirming to you that this is real. This is why I keep pressing. This is why Michael's voice echoes like a drum beat in your heart. Even when you try to ignore it, because heaven knows that once you open, once you hear, once you acknowledge, the chains that were placed around you by their words will shatter instantly. I will not lie to you. The truth will sting. It may even bring tears to your eyes when you realize the depth of their betrayal. But those tears will be healing tears, washing away the fog that has been clouding your discernment. You will find yourself breathing differently, thinking differently, and walking with a clarity you have not known for years. This is why Michael has said you will never be the same after this. Not because you will be destroyed, but because you will finally be free. My child, let me tell you something they never expected. The very confession they made about you is about to be used as the key to your next level. When their words reached my ears, I took them and began reshaping the path ahead of you. What they meant to close, I am opening. What they meant to harm, I am turning into your testimony. Soon you will stand in rooms where your name is spoken with honor, not because of their opinion, but because of my verdict over your life. Michael is still crying, but there is hope in his tears now. He knows you are hearing me. He knows you are finally letting the urgency settle in your spirit. He sees that your heart is softening toward this truth and that you are ready to take the scroll from his hands. When you do, you will see not only the confession but the divine strategy to reverse its effects. You will see how I have already been working behind the scenes to protect your reputation, to restore relationships, and to open the right doors. You will see that you were never truly alone. Not even for a moment. You are being called into a moment of divine exposure, my child. This is not for your humiliation. It is for your liberation. I am exposing this confession not so you can retaliate, but so you can rise above it. I will deal with them in my way, and my justice will be perfect. But for now, your role is to receive the truth, let it set you free, and move forward into the blessings that have been waiting for you. And hear me on this. This is your last delay. If you skip Michael's message again, you will not lose my love, but you may lose precious time. Time that cannot be reclaimed. The choice is before you now. Open, receive, and be transformed. My child, I see you hesitating, your heart pounding as if it already knows that what I am about to reveal will change the landscape of your life. This is the same hesitation that has kept you from opening the moments I have sent before. The same hesitation that has made Michael's cries echo even louder in the heavens. You must understand Michael is not weeping because he doubts you. He is weeping because he knows what is at stake. He has stood in battles for you that you never even sensed were happening. He has intercepted whispers, cut down demonic strategies, and placed himself in the path of spiritual arrows aimed straight at your heart. But for all his courage and loyalty, his greatest pain comes from watching you walk unaware toward a cliff that only truth can pull you back from. The confession, my child, was not spoken in haste. It was not an emotional outburst that could be excused as a mistake. It was deliberate, calculated, and repeated to more than one person. This is why the roots of its effect have spread so deeply. Words when spoken with intent carry the power to create or destroy. And these words were meant to destroy you. In their confession, they exposed a side of themselves you have never seen. They revealed thoughts and motives that have been quietly working against you for longer than you realize. The tragedy is that they looked you in the eye afterward, smiled at you, and continued to act as though nothing had been said. Michael heard it. He did not just hear the words. He felt the venom in them. He felt the spiritual force they carried. And he knew immediately that this could not be allowed to stand. The moment the confession left their mouth, it was as if a signal went up in the unseen realm and all of heaven turned its attention to you. Angels paused, waiting for my command. Demonic forces panicked, realizing their plan was now exposed to the light. I looked to Michael, and before I even spoke, he had already volunteered to deliver the truth to you. He has been trying ever since. You think it is coincidence that certain people have acted strangely toward you lately, that some have withdrawn without explanation. You wonder why a door that seemed wide open suddenly closed in your face. You even questioned if I was withholding something from you. My beloved, it was not I who withheld. It was their confession that swelled doubt in places you could not see. It shaped perceptions, poisoned trust, and created a shadow over your name. But do not be afraid. I am the God who brings light to the darkest corners. I am the one who takes what was meant for harm and turns it into the very tool that elevates you. When you hear this confession in full, you will understand the timing. You will realize why certain blessings seem delayed. It was because I was waiting for the moment when revealing this would not just expose them but also protect you from ever stepping into their trap again. The delay was not denial. It was preservation. I did not want you to build anything permanent on ground that was already being undermined by their words. My child, they have been rehearsing their story, telling themselves that if you ever confronted them, they would know exactly what to say to twist your perception and make you doubt your own discernment. But the thing they cannot twist is the heavenly record. Michael holds that record now. He carries it like a soldier protecting the most vital piece of intelligence in a war. That is why his voice has been urgent, why his tears have been heavy. He knows the moment you choose to listen, the moment you stop skipping his message, everything shifts. You have prayed for truth. You have asked me to remove every false friend, every hidden enemy, every snake in the grass. I am answering that prayer right now. But you must open the fullness of this word. You must accept that what I show you will not always be pleasant. Truth is not always gentle to the heart, but it is always healing to the soul. This confession will hurt at first, but the wound it opens will be the last wound they are ever able to give you. After this, their power over your life will be gone. I am with you as you hear it. I will be with you when your mind tries to replay every interaction with them, seeing it now through the lens of this new knowledge. And I will be with you when you take the steps to separate yourself from the influence their words have had on your path. You will not walk this alone. Michael will stand beside you, his hand on your shoulder, his sword guarding your way. My beloved, they confessed something about you that was so specific, so personal that it could only have come from a place of deep familiarity. This is why it cuts so sharply. But understand this, when the enemy uses someone close to you, It is because they are desperate. The more desperate they become, the more reckless they are with their own destruction. This confession, though it was meant to harm, has now become the very evidence that will set you free. This confession, though it was meant to harm, has now become the very evidence that will set you free. Even as you read this, heaven is shifting in your favor. The words they spoke are being stripped of their power. The people who heard them are beginning to question their truth. Some are even feeling a divine nudge to come to you and reveal what they heard. Do not be surprised when someone you did not expect suddenly reaches out with information. That is me working behind the scenes. That is Michael moving hearts to align with your breakthrough. Do not skip this moment. Do not delay again. The longer you wait, the more ground the enemy tries to reclaim. But I have already decided. This is your time to be free from every lie, every shadow, every whispered word spoken against you. Open your heart now, my child. The confession is here. The truth is here. And the change you have prayed for is about to begin. God says, listen to me very carefully right now because heaven is speaking directly into your situation. This is not a coincidence. This is not a random message. This is a divine interception. Archangel Michael stands beside you at this exact moment and his voice is filled with urgency. He is not speaking casually. He is giving a direct order. And he rarely uses this tone unless something very serious is happening. He says, my child, I order you to pay attention to what I am about to tell you. You cannot ignore this. You cannot delay this. You must hear every word and take it to heart because your safety, your peace, and your divine alignment depend on it. Heaven has placed you under a watchful eye. And this moment right now is proof that God is working in your favor. Even when you didn't know danger had crept so close, there is an important alert over your life right now. Something has happened that you need to know about, and it happened while you were not even aware. Archangel Michael says this is a matter of protection and exposure. He says your neighbor, the one who pretends to be neutral, has checked your house while you were gone. This was not an innocent act. This was done with intent. Heaven has seen it. The spiritual realm does not miss anything. You may think people's actions are hidden from you, but they are never hidden from God. God is revealing this because you need to be aware. You need to pray and you need to stand in the full armor of protection. Nothing will harm you, but you must not be ignorant of the devices of the enemy. While you were away, something was touched. Something was observed. Something was almost interfered with, but heaven's hand stopped it from going further. This is why Archangel Michael is standing guard right now. His sword of light drawn, the atmosphere around you thick with angelic presence. He says, you must not panic, you must not fear. This is not being revealed to terrify you. It is being revealed to prepare you and to strengthen your faith in God's shield over your life. The enemy's plan was to come close enough to unsettle you, to make you doubt your safety. But God says, I have allowed this to be exposed so that you will know my protection is real. They could not do what they intended. I intervened. God says, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe under my wings, you just have to trust me and pray to me. Even now I am covering your home with angels. I am sealing every entry point not just physically but spiritually. No darkness will cross the threshold. Every attempt of the enemy will be turned into confusion in their own camp. They will not succeed. What they have plotted in whispers will dissolve into nothingness. You will see it, but it will not touch you. You will hear about it, but it will not harm you. You are mine and I will not let you be consumed. Archangel Michael says this is also a sign for you. You have been praying for God to show you the truth about the people around you. You asked to know who was really trustworthy. And here is your answer. Some people can smile in your face and yet secretly look for ways to access what is yours. Some may pretend to be concerned, but their real motivation is curiosity, envy, or even greed. Heaven saw this visit to your house, not as concern, but as intrusion. And though they found something, it is not theirs to have. What they saw, what they touched, what they tried to understand is not for them. It is protected under divine ownership. You must understand that when you are blessed, when you are chosen, and when God's hand is on your life, it draws both divine favor and human envy. But the envy of man cannot overrule the covering of God. I, the Lord your God, am exposing this to you because you must walk in awareness. I am not telling you to live in fear. I am telling you to live in wisdom. Guard your spirit. Guard your words. Guard what you allow others to see and know about your life. Not everyone who asks questions about your blessings truly celebrates them. Some are looking for openings to step in where they do not belong. That is why I send angels to watch when you cannot. That is why my spirit whispers when something is off. That is why you are reading this now, because the Holy Spirit moved heaven and earth to ensure you would see the truth. Even now, angels are stationed at every corner of your home. Michael has doubled the guard. There is a seal of light over your doors and windows. No evil will enter. There is a cleansing wind moving through your rooms, removing every trace of negativity left behind by those who stepped in without your consent. This is spiritual house cleaning. This is divine security. This is a reminder that you live under the shadow of the Almighty. You are hidden in me. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Michael says there is something you must do in the coming days. Pray over your space. Walk through your home speaking life. Thank God for the unseen protection that kept you safe. Anoint your doorway if you can. And as you do, declare that every inch of your territory belongs to God. This is not superstition. This is spiritual authority. You have the right to set boundaries in both the physical and the spiritual realms. This is your inheritance as my child. Do not think for a moment that this neighbor's actions have caught me off guard. I saw them before they approached. I saw the thoughts in their mind before they acted. I saw their intent and I set limits they could not cross. They did not come across you by chance. They were moved by something that is not of me. And yet I allowed it to unfold just enough for you to see my protection in action. You will look back on this moment and understand that it was a turning point for your faith. You will not question my presence again. You will not doubt that I am with you even when you are not there to defend yourself. You have felt spiritual unrest lately, like something was stirring in the background. That was not imagination. That was discernment. You were picking up on the movement of things you could not see. But now it is being confirmed. And this confirmation should not make you afraid. It should make you stand taller. Because if the enemy had any real power to harm you, they would have done it long ago. The truth is they cannot touch you unless I allow it, and I am not allowing it. You are untouchable under my covering, Michael says. This is also a prophetic sign that you must be ready for new doors to open. The enemy is sniffing around because blessings are coming. The closer you are to your breakthrough, the more the enemy tries to disrupt your peace, but his attempts will fail. You are on the edge of something glorious. You have been waiting, praying, wondering when the change will come. And it is closer than you think. This is why your guard must be up, your prayer life strong, and your trust in me unshakable. Now hear this clearly. You are not alone. You are not vulnerable. You are not unprotected. You are not without hope. Every day of your life is written in my book. I have assigned angels to you from birth, and they do not leave your side. Michael is not here for a moment. He is here for the long haul. You will sleep in peace tonight. You will walk in confidence tomorrow. You will see the reward of your faithfulness. And you will know that I, the Lord your God, keep my word. Even now, as you read this, my Spirit is pouring peace over you. You may feel a stillness in the air, a calm settling into your spirit. That is me reassuring you. You are safe. Your home is safe. Your life is safe. Your destiny is safe. No one can take what I have given you. No one can stop what I have started in you. No one can cross the line I have drawn around you. This is the confidence you must walk in. Not arrogance but divine assurance. So do not be troubled. Take this as your divine alert, your heavenly notification that you are on God's radar at all times. I have eyes where you do not. I have ears where you cannot hear. I have presence where you cannot be. And I will always act on your behalf. What the enemy intended for harm, I will turn for good. What they thought they were taking, I will multiply back into your life. And what they saw, they cannot use against you because my light blinds the plans of the wicked. Stay close to me. Keep your prayers strong. Keep your heart pure. And know this message found you because heaven ordered it. Not a single word is by accident. You are deeply loved. You are fully protected. You are eternally mine. God says, I am calling you in this moment because heaven has seen something you must know. Archangel Michael stands beside me, his presence fierce and full of light. And he is delivering an order, not as a suggestion, not as something you can delay, but as a divine command. He says, it's an emergency. Don't ignore this. This is very serious. I order you to listen. Heaven's voice is speaking into your life right now because something has happened in your absence that you cannot take lightly. This message is not to scare you but to make you aware that your protection is being reinforced and your destiny is being defended. You are not here by accident. The moment you read this, the angels already know you have received the call. While you were gone, something unexpected took place. Your neighbor, someone who has been closer to your environment than you realize, checked your house. Heaven knows exactly why, and what they found was not ordinary. It was not something to be ignored. The way this happened was not coincidence. It was orchestrated for exposure. What they saw was meant to be brought into the light because God does not let hidden things remain buried forever. You must understand when God allows a discovery like this, it is because He is already moving to protect you from harm. Nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe, but you must pay attention because this is both a warning and a sign that Heaven's shield is around you. Archangel Michael says, watch quickly. This means you must open your spiritual eyes. Now, you must not assume everything is as it seems. Your neighbor was not sent by chance. They were positioned at that exact moment so that the truth could be revealed. That something they found carries meaning that heaven wants you to grasp. You may not yet understand why it matters, but the Lord says, 'I will make it clear to you, my child.' I will not allow what was meant for harm to remain in the dark. I will turn it into a stepping stone for your victory. This discovery is connected to your destiny. It is tied to events that have been moving behind the scenes for longer than you realize.